All of our enemies see that this president is a weakling, and so they have moved. And Putin is moving. So here is Joe Biden yesterday saying that he guesses that probably Putin will move into Ukraine. I mean, why not? He probably has to, says Joe Biden.
I'm not so sure he is certain what he's going to do. My guess is he will move in. He has to do something.
He has to do something. And now later, Biden tries to back off. Well, maybe, we don't know yet. Maybe he'll do something, maybe he won't do something. But he has to do something. My guess is he will move. Why not just give him the green light? Okay, it gets worse. It gets worse. So Joe Biden is trying to explain that there will be consequences if Vladimir Putin goes into Ukraine. But he says that if Vladimir Putin does not go full bore into Ukraine, like he doesn't march into Kiev, if it's just the tip, then it's fine. Just the tip isn't really an invasion. It's kind of a minor incursion. It's like a minor incursion. You know, like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, minor incursion. Here is Joe Biden. Open it. I mentioned April Glaspie before, the Undersecretary of State in the Middle East during the H.W. Bush administration, who suggested that the United States might not do anything if Iraq invaded Kuwait. And there's controversy over whether she basically precipitated the Iraqi invasion or not. If Vladimir Putin invades Ukraine, you can attribute it to this comment above all others. This is the President of the United States in a full public press conference saying that as long as Vladimir Putin only commits a minor incursion, there might not be consequences. Here was Joe Biden yesterday.
I think what you're going to see is that Russia will be held accountable if it invades. And it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, et cetera.
It's one thing if it's a minor incursion. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion. Why not just welcome it, just open the gate, man. And by the way, according to CNN, the entire government of Ukraine is now in a state of full-scale meltdown panic because that is Joe Biden just offering Ukraine up on a platter. Because Vladimir Putin is going to say, well, what if it's not a minor incursion? First of all, there's no such thing as a minor incursion on American territory. If Mexico just walked across the southern border of the United States and took over some of the border counties of Texas, but they didn't take all of Texas, just like a little bit. Would we consider that a minor? Like, in what circumstances is it considered a minor incursion for any country to cross the sovereign border of another country militarily? How does that even work? How is that a minor? That's crazy towns, what he is saying. You know, Sudetenland, minor incursion. When in human history has it been considered a minor incursion to just cross the border of another sovereign state? But there's Joe Biden saying, by the way, he doubled down on this. He was asked again later to clarify, and what he said was, NATO's divided. We can't get the Europeans on board to do anything if it's a minor incursion. So, I can't really say that we're going to do much over here because, if he takes Donetsk, then he takes Donetsk, to say that out loud in a press conference in front of the world, like Vladimir Putin must just be laughing his ass off at this weakling. So this necessitated the night nurse, Jen Psaki, coming in after presumably downing all of her edibles that she keeps for emergency circumstances, according to Red Steez over Twitter. It necessitated her showing up and releasing a statement. Here is the statement, quote, President Biden has been clear with the Russian president. If any Russian military forces move across the Ukrainian border, that's a renewed invasion, and it will be met with a swift, severe, and united response from the United States and our allies. President Biden also knows from long experience that the Russians have an extensive playbook of aggression short of military action, including cyber attacks and paramilitary tactics. And he affirmed today that those acts of Russian aggression will be met with a decisive, reciprocal, and united response. No, he did precisely the opposite. He did exactly the opposite. We played the tape of it. It's fun to watch history being rewritten in real time. He literally said yesterday, NATO is not united. NATO is divided. He literally said yesterday that a minor incursion might be different than a major full-scale Russian invasion. That is Joe Biden giving a green light to, like, Putin would be an idiot not to walk across the border at this point. Why wouldn't he? Like, seriously, what is the downside for Vladimir Putin? What are you going to do to him, Joe? You can't get the Germans on board to sanction Nord Stream 2. Not over a minor incursion. It's incredible stuff. Okay, so here's the bottom line. Joe Biden's presidency is failing on every conceivable level, which leaves him one option. That option is to complain about Republicans. So now he's trying to blame Republicans. He has a majority in the Senate. He has a majority in the House. He's the president of the United States. He can't get anything done because he decided to pursue a completely partisan, insane agenda that has failed in every respect. Naturally, that means he's going to blame Republicans. Good luck with this pitch.
I did not anticipate that there be such a stalwart effort to make sure that the most important thing was that President Biden didn't get anything done. Think about this. What are Republicans for? What are they for? Name me one thing they're for.
Alrighty, you ready? Here are a few things that Republicans are for. They are for lower taxes, lower regulations, not shutting down the entire country because of your idiotic COVID protocols. They are against vax mandates. By the way, being against a thing is also being for another thing. Okay, being against vax mandates means being for personal freedom. Being against your garbage spending plans means being in favor of a free market economy. Being against your foreign policy means being in favor of a muscular American foreign policy. Trying to blame Republicans for your own failures. I love this. He's like, who could have foreseen? I don't know. I never thought that Republicans might have. Really? You've been in the Senate since the Senate didn't exist. He's been in the Senate since 1622. And this guy it never occurred to him that as president of the United States, he might run into some political opposition. It's incredible. Okay, so here's the bottom line. Failed president, failed administration, no ability to turn things around, and he happens to be a babbling, incoherent fool. That's where we are. Good luck. We have 3 more years of this, gang. The battle for the culture is heating up. We here at the Daily Wire are making some big moves. So be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, because you're not going to want to miss a single moment.